in the heart of Texas. Two dudes making noise, talking about pro wrestling on the podcast. Big up boys, big money guys, we be throwing down the rhymes, kicking it live, representing the Lone Star State every damn time.
Whoa, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Ring Roundup. I am Dropkick Zombie and I have Mr. SP with me. What's up, brother?
What up, Dropkick Zombie? This your boy SP, sitting here chilling, sipping on some Faygo. You know how it is, us West Michigan juggalos do. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. Yeah, man, check it out, dude. So, I'm starting this off pretty hot.
You ready? You just want to jump right into it?
Yeah, want to jump right into it? So aggravated, dude. They had to ask my boy Cody out of WrestleMania, dude. He's asked out.
Yep.
Brad, this happens every... Oh.
This is the second year that it's happened to him.
Dude, this is...
You cannot go back-to-back Royal Rumble winnings and then be asked out of a championship at WrestleMania, which you worked so hard to come and get to.
This is just a scut, man. And I get, like, they do this, they love this for some reason. Let me modify my light real quick, though. Let's see. I was getting a little too bright there. All right, there we go. It's better. It's still daylight out here, so. But it's... Bruh, it's so annoying. And they do this. The WWE loves it. I thought it would maybe, now that creepy McMahon is out of there, I thought it would get better, but they're following the same thing. Every WrestleMania, they have to depend. And I'm not going to say it's everyone because it hasn't been the last few, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they always have to bring back somebody from the Attitude Era, which I'm not bad-mouthing The Rock. I love The Rock. But I seen an article and I agree with it. He needs to know his role now and step the hell back. You know what I'm saying?
No. I feel you what you're saying, and the reason why I'm going to go on this little tangent here makes a whole lot of sense.
Go for it.
The issue that happened with Vince McMahon trickled a domino effect. I mean, because rumor was that Brock Lesnar was going to be the one who was in Braun Breaker's place. So Braun Breaker essentially took Brock Lesnar's spot in the Rumble. That was going to set up the feud for Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. They were going to come to a head in the Rumble. One of them was going to eliminate the other. Kind of like what happened a couple years ago when Drew McIntyre won the Rumble. You know what I'm saying? That it was Drew that eliminated Brock Lesnar. That was going to create their feud. You know? So the fact of what happened with Vince McMahon caused this domino effect where, boom, Brock's pulled last minute. That's then going to change. Okay, well, now we just scrapped our plans for Lesnar versus Gunther. Okay, so now let's go with the route what we were going to go with of Cody winning the Rumble and then him challenging either Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins for the heavyweight title or universal title, and then CM Punk gets injured. He's now got a torn tricep, so now he's out. So now they're like, okay, oh crap, what are we going to do now?
So get Gunther to go after Seth and at least do a triple threat, man. I want the story finished. I want to see Cody pin Reigns. And I'm not the only one, bro. Have you seen on TikTok the articles? The people are talking, dude. We want Cody. People want Cody in that number one spot, dude.
No,
now I guess
I'm not on TikTok. I don't do that, but yeah, no, that's pretty much what everybody's saying on Twitter or X, if you want to call it. I'm still gonna call it Twitter because I don't give a fuck.
It's Twitter.
Everybody on Twitter is wanting Cody Rhodes to finish the story that he fought so hard to get back to, and then for them to just pull the rug out from all the fans' feet and have The Rock come out last night and essentially challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal title at WrestleMania. I gotta agree with the fans. That's kind of a slap in the face to them.
Bruh, we've
And
been waiting.
I get they're one of the.
It's been 2 years now.
Yeah, I get they're one of. This is the second year, yeah, because it first started last year, and then he won he lost at WrestleMania against Roman Reigns because of Solo Sikoa, of course. Now that was obviously the plan for it to happen that way.
Well, they
and then
wanted Reigns to hold the record. They wanted Reigns to get
yeah,
that
the
record.
big money match they wanted was Rock versus Roman Reigns for the title, and then I gotta agree with you. Like what we discussed last week was that, well, not that, but it's for the Rock to pass the head of the table, so to say, off to Roman Reigns.
Bro, it's like, I get it. Okay, then we're talking as hardcore fans here. I get the appeal of, because I know there's people out there that don't even watch one episode of Monday Night Raw, AEW Dynamite. They don't even know what Ring of Honor or TNA is, but they watch, freaking WrestleMania every year because it's a big spectacle event,
WrestleMania has always been compared to their Super Bowl for professional wrestling.
Yeah, because I've gone, unless the Saints were winning, I've gone a whole year out watching one football game, then I'll watch the Super Bowl just because of the spectacle, And
right,
I
me and my wife, we watched the.
Go right ahead.
We watched the playoff game last weekend with, Detroit versus San Francisco, and we had a good time watching the match. And yeah, I mean, every year, even though you don't watch a lick of football, a lick of sports, anything whatsoever, it's kind of in our DNA to watch the Super Bowl every year.
America, good old American pastime.
America.
Well, that's baseball. I'm sorry, but
that's baseball. That's baseball and apple pie.
I can't watch baseball. But
neither can I.
I've tried.
Neither can I.
I tried to get into it. But back on subject though, I get the mainstream appeal of having The Rock headline WrestleMania maybe one more time against the head of the table. We do know that he's not winning.
He doesn't have it, and he doesn't have the.
This will just solidify Roman Reigns.
That's essentially all this is, and I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it, and I feel it. If they wanted to do this aspect, then yes, they should have had The Rock come in at Royal Rumble, have him win. Obviously, then we already know it's going to be him challenging Roman Reigns for the title, for the head of the table as well, and then do what I had mentioned on the episode last week was that put Cody in the Elimination Chamber match in Australia. The winner of that faces Seth Rollins at night 1 or night 2, whatever they're going to do it for on WrestleMania.
Yeah, that would make logical. But I was thinking at least do a triple threat match. And I get you don't want your, blockbuster main event to be a triple threat match. But
no, even Mick Foley has said in the past before that, because at WrestleMania 15, he said that they wanted to make it a triple threat match between Rock, Austin, and Mankind. Mick Foley's like, no, this heavyweight title match needs to be between 2 people, and that's how he's always felt. I'm not 100% sure if his position on that has changed, but a big high marquee match at WrestleMania like this needs to be a one-on-one.
I understand that sentiment. I just think we could have had, I don't know, we could have, let The Rock come, but he is The Rock, so I get WrestleMania, but we could have had Gunther go ahead and go against Seth Rollins. I mean, we could have had, that story ended. I think that would have, in the end, at the end of everything, I think it would have meant so much more to have Cody get the 1, 2, 3 on Reigns. I get they want the spectacle of The Rock there, but I think it would have meant so much more even going after WrestleMania. People would have just been.
Also, another thing they could have done at Elimination Chamber is do the number one contender to face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. Have your two final competitors be Punk and Cody Rhodes. And I feel this is going to kind of be a cop-out move, but have them do the double pin. You know, and then you got your referee say, no, Cody won. No, Punk won. No, Cody won. Punk won. And it just go back and forth. And finally, they just decide to just do that match for the World Heavyweight title as a triple threat. I think that's how it should have been played out. Again, this...
That brings up another point.
Had this whole Vince McMahon...
Yeah.
Huh?
No. Go ahead.
Had this whole... Had this whole... had this whole Vince McMahon thing not broke the way it did and had their original plans been kept, I think that would have been the way to go. Is Rock come back at at the Rumble, won the Rumble. Now don't have him come back at number 30, because if you have him come in at number 30, then it's a guaranteed answer that he's winning the Rumble and going on to WrestleMania. Have him maybe come out
20,
like a teen number, maybe like a 13 or a 14, and then, you know, kind of dangle it like, oh no, yes, he is gonna, oh wait, hold on, he saved himself at the last second. You know, don't repeat the mistake that happened back in what was it, 99, 2000, when the whole ordeal between him and Big Show happened, where Rock's feet did touch the ground, but Big Show was the one who was eliminated and Rock won. You know which Rumble I'm talking about? Might have been 2000 Rumble.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it though, but I do remember that ending.
Yeah, you don't pull that move off unless you can guarantee that the Rock's feet will not touch the ground.
Or don't do the whole Roman Reigns thing, put the Rock through a table, let him go chill in the back until it's time to come out and win.
Right. So yeah. So again, going back to that aspect is you have Rock come out in a low teen number, have him win. He goes obviously to challenge Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Your Elimination Chamber match to determine the number one contender for Seth Rollins is the Elimination Chamber match. Cody and Punk do a double pin, and an authority figure, either Adam Pearce or Nick Aldis, whoever it is for Monday Night Raw, I guess it's Adam Pearce, he come out and say, you either restart the match to declare an actual winner, or just automatically go to the double pinfall triple threat match at WrestleMania versus Rollins for the World Heavyweight title.
Well, okay, so essentially that would be great, but the stuff with Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar did take place. So how would they... Well, no, I mean, that's even a stupid question. How would they circumvent this? Because we saw how they're just going to ask Cody out. Bro, it hurt my heart to see him jump out that ring and walk up that freaking walkway, dude. Bro, what?
Oh yeah, a lot of people.
I know what they're gonna do.
A lot of people are saying if you look at Cody's face, you could see he's just heartbroken.
Well, look at this picture right here. Look at this picture right here. Look at that. He's like, screw you, dude. That's he wants to sell that to The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a company guy. He's gonna do what he's told because he's just such a good person. But
yeah, well, I mean, you can't forget though that The Rock's grandma had this relationship built with so many the 80s wrestlers: Macho Man, Piper, Flair, Sheik, Iron Sheik, Ultimate Warrior, etc., 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 and even including Dusty Rhodes was in that picture as well too. So there's that familial bond there that they have.
Yeah, I guess.
In regards to Dusty Rhodes, so.
But I mean, the thing is, and what I'm scared is going to happen now. I wonder what they're going to do with Cody now. I'm so scared they're going to leave him out of WrestleMania and then pop up back again for Backlash and beat him at Backlash. It just doesn't hit the same. You know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't hit the same.
It doesn't at all.
And that's what I'm worried
this whole scandal with McMahon has really put out a lot of ripples in the water that WWE management and executives are going to have to try to figure a way to calm the water. And I mean, I'm sure they're probably doing the best that they can, but you now got to have to face a lot of backlash from your fans for doing this move.
Well, now let's go ahead and switch gears. Well, closing statement in the Cody thing. It just sucks. It hurts my heart. Like, you know, I really wanted to see, like, yeah, I was one of those haters at first when he jumped ship from AEW, but after I heard him speak and after, like I've said before, like after I saw the crowd react, I understood, and it really made me even like happy for him, and I want to see this guy succeed. I think I would even go in to say 90%, maybe 80%, a high number. Others want to see the same thing, want to see Cody pin, just that shot of him holding the belt. WrestleMania, you know, the like the Daniel Bryan thing, they did the, you know, the streamers and the confetti coming down. People want to see that from Brandy running up to that would be the ultimate feel good moment. But now we're just going to see The Rock get pinned by Roman Reigns. He's going to do some type of shenanigans, the same thing, and he's going to pin The Rock. And then you have anything else to say closing this out?
Hopefully this pays off in the end.
I hope so. I hope we don't get, you know, like, oh, we're just going to make this the Backlash main event. It's just, but it is what it is. Now, speaking of scandal.
Yeah, because I mean, every wrestler wants to have their WrestleMania moment, and this is the second year that Cody's getting screwed out of his WrestleMania moment. Hands down.
And this dude's been through the ringer. He's done so much. He's done a lot for the freaking business, you know, creating another place for, you know, wrestlers to go make a living at. And, well, he didn't single-handedly create. I misspoke there. But he was a big instrumental part. But, yeah, it's just unfortunate. And I know he has to feel some type of way about it. I know he's being a good sport. But he has to feel some type of way. And, I mean, I like The Rock. I'm a Rock fan. I've always will. I love him in movies. I love, you know, he's great. But it's just, this is not the time for him. Can we at least wait until next year or something, you know? You know, Cody could have had a match against somebody else for the championship. Because, yes, I'm going to say that. Cody better hold on. I hope he holds on to that belt. Because, you know, it's a matter of time before he gets to that belt. And I'm going to derail right quick because I just thought of this, a point I was going to make earlier, but I forgot to. I think they need to, I don't know. I think they need to rename. Okay, so it feels, let me try to explain this to you, SP. It feels like, even though it's the world heavyweight title, it feels like it's not as, it's lesser than the universal title. It's a secondary, and that's exactly what it was. It was created as a secondary title to them unifying the World Heavyweight and Universal Heavyweight title to Roman Reigns. So this, again, like what they've done before in the past, is they created a secondary title to bring legitimacy back to a World Heavyweight title, but it's not working. I think they should be switched, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think the Universal title should be the World Heavyweight title, and the World Heavyweight title should be the Universal title. How things stand right now.
Right. Yeah, no, I feel you. I get what you're saying.
Like, it just, you know, and I'll be honest with you, I'd rather see Cody off of WrestleMania. As much as it hurts me to say that, I'd rather see him off of WrestleMania instead of going challenge Seth Rollins again, a dude he's beat 3 times, mind you. Challenge him again and even win the World Heavyweight title. No, I want to see him dethrone the head of the table.
Right.
That's what I want to see, and that's what everybody wants to see. I'm not going to say everybody because there's going to be outliers. I'm like talking for everybody. But that's what I think a majority of the wrestling fans want to see. And looks like we're not getting that just yet. So, whatever.
Yeah. Because he'll be going on, 4 years at SummerSlam as Universal Champion?
Yeah.
Without being pinned?
Yeah, and well, it's time, and we all know it's Cody is the one that needs to do it. There will be no better feeling. That building will be electrifying, even more than the
Oh
most
yeah.
electrifying man in sports entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You like
Yeah, the
that?
crowd
You like
reaction,
that? You totally
the
missed what I got
the
there.
pop. Yeah, no, the pop that Cody gets when he finally wins that Universal title from Roman Reigns is going to be epic.
Yeah, but speaking of scandals and McMahon, let's move on to our next topic. All right, and I should have probably got a picture of McMahon, but I'm gonna just do
Hmm.
this because this is gonna kind of be two topics in one. So, Mr. Lesnar removed. What do you think?
Yes. So reports are circulating now that WWE and Endeavor are treating Lesnar as well as McMahon. They're giving them both the Benoit treatment, where they're going back through old archival footage, even recent footage within the last few years of Brock Lesnar, and removing any suggestive material that uh, is relevant to the current litigation going on against
Well,
McMahon and Lesnar as well.
I heard the plan for Lesnar was supposed to work with Dirty Dom. I heard that was going to be what was next
Yeah,
for
that
him.
was right. So a lot of people were questioning, well, since Braun Breaker took Brock Lesnar's place and it was Dominic Mysterio, or as our Truth likes to call him, Tom and Nick Mysterio, uh, was it going to be Tom and Nick to throw Brock Lesnar out of the Royal Rumble?
A side note, real quick. You brought up R-Truth. Ain't he just the gift that keeps giving, dude? I love that guy. He's just the
Oh my
best,
God,
bro.
Truth
He is the truth. Truth is the truth,
is
bro.
he's hilarious. I
Bro,
mean, we're talking back to little Jimmy and
bro.
the what was it? His Uncle Lloyd or something like that, or Uncle Peter? What was the thing that they were doing back then? Do you remember? It was like
I
early
don't.
2000s.
I don't remember. I remember him being in 3 Live Crew. I remember him being in
Uh-huh, Three Life Crew. Yeah, Three Life
I
Crew
remember
from
him.
NWA TNA Wrestling.
Yeah, I remember him kind of having a character as like a back when WWE was like that. He was
Uh-huh.
a reformed
Him
criminal.
him and
He was a reformed
uh-huh.
criminal. I remember that. Um,
Him and Road Dogg had their little tag team. He was known as K Quick back then.
yeah,
Him and Road Dogg, Jesse James had their little tag team thing that they did, and so on and so forth. And you could tell he was naturally gifted both on the mic. I mean, he also is a rapper as well too, because he's even opened up for ICP at a South Carolina show. So,
that's
and he's
awesome.
performed
I
at the
remember
Gathering
seeing
of
the
the
headline of
Juggalos.
that. I
I know
remember
we're
seeing
kind
the
of getting off
headline.
a little bit more off topic, but in regards to our Truth, the man is a national treasure. The man
Yeah,
is
he
just
is.
hilarious. He has such a connection with the fans that it's hard not to hate him. I mean, his childhood hero John Cena, trained, inspired him to become who he is today.
That yeah. I mean, he was a little kid watching Cena, and that's what
Yep.
inspired him. And it's truly a wonderful tale. But back to the other thing with Brock Lesnar
Yes.
removed, and you speak of John Cena, bro. Can you imagine if it was John Cena in this spot and not Lesnar? Because I could believe Lesnar. That dude just looks like a jerk. He seems like a jerk. Everything I've heard about him. But can you imagine if it
Oh
came out
yeah.
about John? Oh my! I don't even want to put that there in the world, But like, oh, because I mean, I have heard,
Yeah.
and I'm
No.
not even trying to say him and Vince McMahon were really tight over the years. Bro, that would have hurt my heart.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm well, I mean, think about it. I mean, Cena was engaged to Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella's dad is John Laurinaitis, who was also named in the suit. I don't know if did you see the statement that the Bella Twins put out in
I
regards
didn't see what the
to
Bella
the
Twins. I
allegations?
saw what John Laurinaitis' lawyer put out, but I didn't see what the Bella Twins said.
Oh yeah, no, they're heartbroken, disgusted. No matter who it is, every
Yeah,
woman and every career that she has needs to feel safe. And this is we just hope that justice comes to light. That
yeah,
there's justice given to anybody who's been assaulted and so on and so forth. So the
yeah,
fact, how do you look at your dad? How do you look at your dad after a shocking revelation like that, to him
yeah.
be named in a lawsuit as an accomplice and everything that she is saying happened to her allegedly. Now we got to make sure that we use the word allegedly,
Alleged. I mean, and I'm a big
because
proponent to that. Is yeah, there's court of public opinion, but I kind of push back against it. I want to see how it plays out first. 'Cause I very well do think this stuff happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to discuss it, I do think that this
Mhm.
all took place. I do think he took a dump on the girl's place while she was giving him a BJ. Um,
so you think he
I
you
think
think
I think all
okay,
that
so
happened.
pretty much just like a different form of a Blumpkin, so to
Yeah,
say.
but
Just
actual.
instead of a toilet, he did it on her.
Yeah, that was the big thing. I do think all that took place, but and I'm not trying to say that it's a lot, but there is question whether the girl was okay with it or not. I know it's not right
Well, I mean,
for, and it's not right for somebody in power to want. It could be a form of that.
well, that's what's called coercion. So I mean, she was promised all these different things
Yeah,
as long as he was able to do whatever he wanted to her at any time, along with anybody he gave permission to do. That's
yeah.
still,
That's still messed up and
even though
abusing your
she's
power.
saying, well, yeah, not only that, but it's also, granted, she said, yeah, okay, but she was forced into it. She didn't, you know,
Yeah,
have any other choice to
and I
say
mean,
other than just okay.
I really do believe that like Mr. McMahon's a sociopath and a nut job. I will say that.
Oh,
But the thing is,
there is absolutely
no
no doubt
question
about it.
about that. Like now, the thing is, like the only thing there's text messages that prove that it all happened. I get that, but the only thing I
Uh huh.
question is it never showed her responses. You get what I'm saying? And I could be wrong, but I looked at the text messages and it never showed what she said back, and that's the only thing I kind of question. You get what I'm saying?
There were a few screenshots
And maybe I overlooked
that
them.
were
I
yeah,
will
that
say
were
that.
revealed that she replied back saying okay, but I'm still hurt. I'm still sore
I
from
did see that.
whatever
Yeah.
happened. Yada yada. Yeah, there were those in response to his text messages to her.
Mm. So I mean, I'm not.
Now
But I just want to say I want all the
that
facts to come out before we judge. But at the same time, I do believe personally that Vince McMahon is a screwed up person. I believe that Brock Lesnar was in on it too. I believe that John Laurinaitis is trying to play the victim now. I do. If any three men I could believe, it's those three. You know what I'm
right
saying?
now we want to let our listeners know that these are all alleged crimes
Alleged
because
crimes. Yeah.
no one has been convicted yet.
And I'm just
I'm trying to
saying,
save us from a defamation lawsuit over
yeah,
here.
yeah,
So
there is
you know what
that.
I'm saying. So
This is
I ain't trying to get
my
us shut down
This is
or
my
anything
only
like that.
opinion. This is just my opinion that I personally believe. And I could be wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things, and I could be wrong about this. I just want the proper thing to happen, and I want, you know what I'm saying? I just want the right course of action for everybody. And that means if they did do this, they'd be punished. One and whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, yes, everybody deserves to have their day in court, due
Yeah.
process, investigations, everything like that, and whatever happens, that is what is determined after all the facts, all
Lay out
the
the facts, lay out the
lawyers,
evidence.
lawsuits, everything. Exactly. Once everything is laid out, whatever the final decision is, that's on them. You know, appeals could be made if they don't like it, if they feel that there was a misstep in the trial, either with a lawyer, a judge, evidence, whatever, all that stuff will, all be played out, according to the law of the court. So yeah, it's just something that we're just gonna have to wait and see. Now, I
Yeah.
do know that there is a federal investigation into McMahon right now, and I believe his phone has been seized by the Department of Justice
And you
as
do
they are looking
know,
into this matter.
and you do know the thing about that is you can delete whatever you want on your phone, but the FBI have something because I've seen it. They can plug your phone up and get everything that you deleted on back to
Uh-huh.
a couple
There's
months. Because it rolls over. When you
Yeah,
delete something out your phone, it's not really deleted. It takes months for it to go
mhm,
away fully.
right.
So we'll see. And at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I mean, that being all said, let's just see what happens. But at the end of this all said, I think them son of a guns is sick son of a guns. I think they did it. But that's just allegedly. Next thing. Um,
Next subject. Next subject.
Next subject. Okay, where are we going to go? Now, speaking of, Brock being removed, we're going to move on to Triple H. And I'm going to say it like this. Yes, what he said, I do think what, I know you heard HBK's, what he had said when the question was brought to him. But
I didn't hear what he had to say, but
he said it was just a sad
Triple
incident,
H,
and go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, and it's all right. So the thing circling Triple H now is the backlash he received at the Royal Rumble media scrum. You can't go and say, "Oh yeah, we're just finding out about this in real time," as you guys are today. I mean, it was Cody that broke this, that mentioned it. The story broke a whole 24 hours beforehand,
Yeah.
and you had the chance to change the Royal Rumble plans, change the outcome of who was going to win, who was going to, you picked somebody to take his spot. You can't sit there and say, "Oh yeah, we just found out about it real time," as you all did here now. I mean,
I personally think that was a knee-jerk reaction because he didn't have anything else to say. And I mean, I don't agree with him, but I kind of understand. I mean, that's his father-in-law. I don't think he was ready quite yet to, go in on it. You know what I'm saying?
but you still have to address
Acknowledge
the
it.
situation. Exactly. Pull a Roman Reigns and acknowledge it. I mean, he could have said, "Look, yes, we did find out about this, 24 hours ago.
We're looking into it.
Any allegations are, yeah,
the facts are
exactly.
being laid
Any
out.
allegations are being investigated. This is something that we do take seriously, and any association that we have with the unnamed subjects in the lawsuit are going to be on hold until the conclusion of the investigation is complete."
Yeah, I could see where you're going. That would be, but I just understand that he probably just wasn't ready. But
Because in that situation,
he should have been, because he
Exactly,
knew that them reporters are vigilant, bro. That they were
the press,
chopping at their heels. The press, they're chopping at their heels to ask about that.
Mhm.
And it just
Yeah,
sucks.
in that response that I just gave, you address the situation of what's going on. You address that it is being taken seriously, and that your association with the main name in the lawsuit, along with any associates who were named in the lawsuit, are being what's the word I'm looking for? They're being removed from the company until this investigation is completed. Again, you address the fact that you acknowledge it, you address that it's being looked into, and your association with whoever involved is terminated until the end result. I mean,
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that wouldn't have pleased most people anyway, either. They would have found something
I
big
think,
on that. I think it would have pleased more. I
I
do think,
oh yeah, it definitely would have pleased. It would have pleased a lot more people. And I mean, yeah, you are going to have those few that are, well, that's a BS answer, yada yada yada.
expecting
I
him to
think
go
the
in on
answer
his
that he actually
father-in-law.
gave was,
Yeah,
the answer that he gave at the media scrum was more of a BS answer than what should have been said.
it was a work answer. But,
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not, I guess I'm not, I'll be honest, I'm not wanting to go in too much on Triple H, even though, like, okay, he's one of the greatest politics in wrestling I've ever seen. He went from a mid-carder to running the show to marrying the boss.
To main event.
Main events, then running the whole show.
Right.
I get that, but I have an
I mean-
appreciation for him because since he's taken over, bro.
Oh yeah, he definitely has a big role to fill in his father-in-law's shoes, pretty much, and
he knows what
he
people
is
want.
doing the best that he can. He does know what people want to an extent. However, with this whole ordeal, they're recycling something that they've done before in the past.
Yeah, setting that with the whole Rock and Cody and Roman Reigns shenanigans, set that aside. But I love what he's been doing. He's been putting, and it could be me just being selfish because I'm a big indie wrestling fan. So a lot of the indie wrestlers that when I got into indie wrestling are like shining now. You know what I'm saying? The indie darlings.
Mm-hmm.
And he knows that's what people like and stuff. He has his thumb on indie wrestling and he has an eye for talent. And I guess that's just me being selfish. I love that he's brought that into the fold, and we're not just having football players from Penn State or whatever being main eventers anymore, Which nothing wrong with those guys. You need those guys, but I'd rather see, see a Johnny Wrestling in there than, some guy from, a football team that decided to be a wrestler and never watched a single wrestling match before he got offered a job.
Yeah, they need to get Logan Paul or Jake Paul, whichever one of the Paul brothers it is, as the US. No, I'm sorry. I think he's a douchebag, and he's one of those YouTube famous people that just got famous for doing stupid shit. And
but like
I don't like him.
Let me interject there. Let me interject. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you. I get what you. I don't like Logan Paul either. I think he's, especially after he ripped up all those people in that scam, what you call it, Crypto Zoo scam. I've seen the dude go and bang his little brother's girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Then make a rap video about it. I don't know if you ever seen.
Yeah, the dude's.
I don't know if you ever seen. He's just
my
a horrible person.
opinion. The dude's just trash. And
did you ever see the Problem Child documentary on Netflix?
Nuh-uh.
Watch it. Like I don't think Jake Paul is really that great either, but it kind of makes you understand him a little more and just how horrible Logan is and how horrible Logan was to him. It kind of makes you understand Jake Paul a little more.
I don't need to watch that. I don't need to watch that to see it.
Yeah.
I see it already as it is. But again, these are just my opinions. I know he's got a lot of fans. He's got, what is it, that Prime energy drink that's so packed with sugar and caffeine that little kids had to be taken off from drinking it because they were having like heart attacks or heart aneurysms or something like that.
But
just because of the amount of sugar and caffeine that's in it. Like,
that all being said, I do have to give him his due. Out of all the celebrities we've seen, i.e., except for Pat McAfee, he does perform as a wrestler really good for being just a celebrity. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, there's.
I gotta give. That's what I was wanting to say. I gotta give him his due on that. I gotta give him his due. He knows how to perform as a wrestler.
There's no doubt about it that he is naturally gifted, talented like that. But as a person,
Oh yeah, he's horrible.
I think he's a scumbag. That's just my opinions. Like I
Oh,
said, I
I've
know
done
he's got
going into Raw.
millions of fans.
I know
He's got millions of fans. He's like almost a billionaire or something like that. I mean, the dude bought a Pokemon card for over $1 million. I mean, come
wore
on
it
now.
around his neck like a chain.
Yeah, at last year's WrestleMania, wasn't it?
Yeah, or a year before. No, last year. But I mean,
It was last year's.
and I've gone in rabbit holes on YouTube and watched the horrible stuff about him, and it's just, man. And did you see that I'm not even going to get into it. Let's move on from Logan Paul. I can go all day about that, especially with that CryptoZoo scam.
I think we all could.
But I'm just going to go.
Last thing on Triple H, he's got big shoes to fill. He needs to get a little bit better at booking the tag team division as well as the women's tag team and even the women's singles matches. He just needs a little bit more work there, and then all around, I think he'll be an expert in that.
I think that's a lot of places struggle with that. It's definitely the female wrestling. A lot of companies struggle with that. I think that.
Oh yeah, I mean
that has to be one of the hardest things to book.
It is because, and I think a lot of it has to do with because of how the divas were treated back during the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. You know, they were treated as essentially the eye candy. I mean, from all your staple spots where she's doing the body paint bikini with the two handprints on her tits and the all the matches that she did between her and Jacqueline. I mean, those got pretty risque during that time. And then going into your Ruthless Aggression era, you had your bra and panties matches, your bikini matches, stuff like that.
Match,
so
the mud wrestling.
Yeah, the mud wrestling ones. But
that's why people.
I think that all.
It's really underappreciated. No,
that's definitely where a lot. Yes, definitely how they've.
No, I'm saying it's underappreciated about the TNA knockouts. They brought legitimacy to women way before the revolution. Way before the revolution.
Definitely. One of my favorite TNA knockouts was Roxy LeBeau. I don't know if you remember her, but she was with Road Dogg and Billy Gunn.
I remember Roxy. She had like the red hair. She was like a voodoo lady. I remember her. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Did she pass away, or am I thinking of Daphne?
You're thinking of Daphne.
Okay.
I have no idea what happened to Roxy, but I mean, she had the long hair. She was, the voodoo stuff with BG James and Kip James.
The Voodoo
and then
Kid Mafia.
She lost. Yeah, there was that, and then she lost like a hair versus hair match or something with somebody.
She shaved her head.
And then she got like a real short, almost kind of like Corey Matthews style.
She was like a punk rocker chick.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
and then
she was legit.
I mean, she had some really good singles matches in TNA Impact, and then was gone. So I have no idea where she is now.
I'm gonna need to go on a rabbit hole. I forgot about her. She went from Roxy LeBeau to just being Roxy, and I think that's when she really started taking off, when she dropped the LeBeau and she shaved her head and was just Roxy, and she was legit in that knockout division.
Oh yeah, they definitely. Yeah, TNA Impact definitely brought credibility back to women's wrestling, and then WWE followed suit. Granted, it was about 10 years too late, but they eventually did and declared the women wrestlers as superstars instead of just divas.
Yeah, and
then started putting more focus and attention on them. And don't get me wrong, they've done some good job at booking the women's matches, either tag team or singles, but definitely still a lot of work is needed, and that's all throughout the wrestling world. WWE, TNA Impact, AEW, MLW,
It's just.
AAA. I think AAA actually does
I
pretty
would say
well
like
in
this
booking
though.
their women's.
You may disagree with me on this, but I do think there needs to be a little bit of sex appeal, not with every female wrestler, but I do think that needs to be somewhat of an aspect, like the sex appeal type thing. Not even for every wrestler, you know? Like you have the beautiful people and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I do think there's room for that,
Yeah,
but
no,
it's about maintaining that balance perfectly.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. You do have to have that little bit of eye candy when it does come to that. However, I think they're trying to focus on doing a little bit of the sex appeal, so to say, but then also making sure to pay
Keep it
attention to
legitimate.
their actual wrestling ability.
Yeah, I agree. That's what we can agree on right there. So yeah, women's wrestling. You know, I used to be a detractor to it, but I've come around a lot more. Especially like I'm a huge fan of oh crap, what's her name with the long hair? Bianca Belair. That's my favorite female wrestler right now. She is just specimen.
She's got some good ability to
She's
her.
big, strong, and she can move doing those flips and stuff. Like she is awesome.
I like Jade Cargill.
That's who I want to see.
She was really good.
She was okay, but she was a little green.
I think she has, granted, like what?
She has that it factor. That's for sure.
I mean, AEW was definitely a good building block for her to go in and work on her craft and stuff like that.
I think she would have did better in NXT. I think she would have did better.
I think she would have as well too.
Personally,
however, I did enjoy seeing her come out in the Rumble and single-handedly pick up Nia Jax and dump her over the top rope. I thought that was the most amazing thing.
I don't even want to see that match. I'm not the biggest Nia Jax fan.
Neither am I.
I think she's very clumsy and she's hurt a lot of women.
Exactly. Yeah. No. So there.
I don't even want to see
that.
I want to see her. I'm sorry. I want to see her.
Go ahead.
And I want to see her and Bianca Belair. I think that would be a barn burner. But go ahead. What you're saying? My bad.
Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Is that who you're saying you want to see together? Yes. Jade and Bianca go at it.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really good match as well too. No, just with Nia Jax, she definitely has a lot more ring work she needs to work on, and definitely not making sure she doesn't hurt her opponents, because that's your number one priority when you're a professional wrestler, is to make sure you don't injure your opponent, so that way they can go home and see their family.
I've seen
do accidents happen? Of course.
Yeah, but I've seen to where like she, like, I forgot which wrestler it was. I can't believe it, but it's just, this didn't happen that long ago. She did that little like Vader bomb thing that she does in the corner, and she didn't even.
Oh, it was Kairi. It was either Kairi Sane or I think it was Kairi Sane.
It was somebody. It was a small girl.
It was during when they were at the Performance Center during COVID. It was Kairi Sane. She threw her into the corner. No, this happened after
the crowd was there.
Really?
Yeah, she did the. Okay. I don't think the girl got hurt, but it was a small wrestler girl. I forgot who exactly it was. She did the little Vader bomb off the side. She didn't even grab the rope. She just landed all her weight down on that girl, bruh. Lucky she didn't cave in her chest. I saw like Steven Richards break it down, and he was like, "Wow!" It's just stuff like that. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But the Kairi Sane, I do remember that. Yeah, no,
she definitely. Yeah, and then when she broke Becky Lynch's nose a few years ago, during the battle for Survivor Series, remember how they would do that? Like SmackDown would invade Raw would invade SmackDown, so on and so forth. And when Becky was working her spot with Nia Jax, Nia turned around and like legit stalked her and broke her nose and gave her, I think, a concussion and 2 black eyes, and that's why she wasn't able to compete against Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series that year.
It's just things like that. But it is what it is. I'm glad to see Jade in WWE. I think she will bring she will be a lot of it factor over to that women's division, and I'm interested to see where she goes. Switching gears,
She still definitely has a lot of work to do. As far as getting the timing down correctly and working with your new type of opponents in WWE. And I mean her ability at the Rumble, granted, wasn't the greatest, but again, it's a Royal Rumble. You're fighting off so many different people and so many different styles of wrestling that you got to be able to adapt. And with it being her first time, she gave an awesome showing, and it's only going to go up from there.
Yeah, and then she needs a little work, but that's why you got HBK over there at that performance center, buddy. And I think she can learn a lot from him. Hopefully, she's over there working. But switching gears now on to this is something that I didn't even know about, and I think because I saw your text message when we were talking about topics for this episode about the crowd reaction, and I'm gonna let you take this away. I didn't understand what you meant. I didn't even know about this one. I didn't know much about
it. So during the women's rumble, pretty much, if you noticed, there was when the timer finished and the next wrestler was coming out, the entrance music hit. But if you heard and looked and listened to the crowd, I know heard and looked or listened are pretty much the same thing. But there was no big crowd pop like you get with the men's Royal Rumble. And a lot of that is because the women's entrance themes are so mundane that nobody could really differentiate who is who coming out based on the entrance music.
I never thought about that, but that is I remember, who was it? It was maybe when Jordan Grace came out, and I know it's not WWE's entrance music. I couldn't tell. I remember I thought about that. It was her, and I think when another girl, I forgot, the girl with the mohawk or whatever. Not the mohawk, but she just challenged for the women's championship not long ago. I forgot her name. She's kind of newer.
Ivy Sky or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was maybe her or somebody else. I remember I couldn't really tell the difference between their entrance music. It was just something than a hard rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right, that's the thing. The only ones that you really knew who it was Bayley's entrance music. That Rhea Ripley, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. And Jade. When you heard that, a storm is coming entrance, you're like, holy crap, that's Jade. But everyone else is just so mundane and just so unenergetic that the crowd, you're not going to get your reaction to it. And a lot of people are thinking that has to deal with because WWE's longtime entrance music producer, composer, whatever, is no longer with the company.
Well, that's what I was about to say. That guy that did the
he got let go, I think, 2 years ago.
It was years
or maybe
ago.
early.
No, but the guys they replaced him with LFO or whatever.
2023, I think, is when he was let go.
But the guys that they got after him, the guys that kind of took over while he was still there, LFO or whatever, it was two guys. They were at acronym LFO or MO or something like that. They're not even there anymore. So I don't even know who's doing the music now. Let me make sure that's right. You there? I'll tell me we're breaking up again.
Oh, you're talking about LFAO?
LFAO, yeah. They're not even there anymore.
Party Rock?
No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Good. But those guys, let me see. I'm about to Google it real quick. Hang on, let's see.
Yeah, so it's just whoever it is that's doing.
It was Jim Johnston.
Whoever it is that's doing their entrance music
is garbage.
Needs to amp. I think that's who it was. either way, whoever's doing the female entrance themes
It was Jim
needs to come up
Johnston.
with a different formula.
It was Jim Johnston for years. When they got those, it was two guys named like LMO or
Uh-huh.
or US, something like that. It was an acronym. It was two guys, two young guys, but they're not even after Jim Johnston left. They were for a couple years they stayed, but then they're gone. So I don't know who it is now. And I just Googled it, and Google doesn't even know who's really doing the music now. So there's no telling.
Yeah, whoever it is, they need to figure out how to put out better music to differentiate between the women's wrestlers.
And really find something that suits that particular wrestler. You know?
Exactly. And that's where I think a lot of your personal taste in music comes from, because then, okay, me and you, we're both juggalos, so we could take inspiration and, sample beats from, ICP, ABK, Blaze, Twisted, whoever, or even other mainstream music it is that we like, underground music, whoever, and use something similar to what they put out on their songs and use that into our own entrance themes.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool. And I wonder if they even consult the wrestler all the time about because I know, like, for instance,
okay,
because I know that one guy
occasionally, like Carlito did an interview not too long ago talking about his new entrance music that he has since he came back, and he's rolling with it, but he wants his old music back. That I spit in the face of people who are not cool. You hear that and you're like, oh my, yes, Carlito, we're going to get to see some.
I know Bubba Ray also the same thing. He said on his radio show that when the Dudley Boys came back this last time to WWE, he really wanted their old entrance music back too, and they couldn't get it.
Yeah, so it's the entrance music plays a part in the type of reaction that you're going to get, male or female wrestlers. And at the Royal Rumble, if you don't know obviously you're not going to know who's coming out next. You need that music that automatically, okay, yes, it's that person coming out. You need a catch. I mean,
like back in that day. Oh, I was about to say it. Like back when you heard that glass breaking.
That glass break.
You know what time it was.
And the arena goes wild. Or, okay, so Stone Cold, you got, the glass break, The Rock. If you smell.
Yeah.
DX, are you ready? Bump bump. Shawn Michaels. Sexy Boy. Kurt Angle. Dun, 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 dun.
That little, the Undertaker, that gong ringing. That gong ringing from the Undertaker.
Right. So you need to incorporate that back to your women wrestlers, your female wrestlers, and you need to make sure that you give them an entrance music that once it hits over the speakers in the arena,
exactly who it is.
Your fans are gonna give a loud pop, and not the pop where it's what's known as the hairdryer pop, that WWE's been guilty of, doing that before in the past. But you want to have that loud crowd reaction, like they're about to see some shit go down, because when you heard any of those music coming out during a Rumble or an interference or run-in, WrestleMania, whatever, your crowd would just go crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I didn't even know that was a problem until you called it to my attention. Now I realize, I can't really tell the difference in a lot of their entrance music. That is
exactly, and if you don't have that, especially at the Royal Rumble, if you don't have that, you're not going to get the crowd reaction that you want to get out of your wrestlers that you spend so long trying to elevate and give them a push.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So they just need to get some. They bring Jim Johnston back, bro. But
somebody that's an actual legit music producer, not just a couple guys who kind of make beats on their was it Guitar Hero or something like that,
I feel
or
you.
DJ Hero,
But go on next. Let's move on. Speaking of Royal Rumble, another big talking point and something that's in the news also is, unfortunately, oh boy, Phil Brooks, CM Punk is out of WrestleMania. Got a injury in Royal Rumble.
Yep.
Bro, I hate to see the dude
torn
just
tricep. It looked like.
I mean, what do you think about this? Like, this dude's getting injured a lot, bro. He was injured.
A lot of people are saying he's injury prone now when he came back, because I mean, he had the same injury when he was back in AEW,
He stayed out a
and
long
he came
time
back
there,
from
too.
that, and then I mean, you got to kind of wonder, somebody who's constantly getting injured. I mean, Rey Mysterio was constantly getting injured for a
That's what I
while
was
there
about
too,
to bring up. Like
for
Rey
quite
Mysterio, he
a
was
few
injured.
months.
He would come back
I
for a
mean-
month, then he would be out for another year. Then he'd come back for a month, and he'd be out for a year, for the longest time.
And I know he just signed, a new deal with WWE for I think 5 more years or something. And what people don't realize, and I didn't realize this as well too, is that when you get injured during your current contract,
It extends.
when your contract is up, it's an automatic extension to make up for those months that you were out.
Yeah.
So,
it's pretty well known.
so Drew CM Punk just got injured. He signed his deal, prior to Survivor Series. So he's out, an estimated 4 to 5 months. So when his contract is up, he's going to have to be, that auto extended for an additional 4 to 5 months to make up for the time that he was out.
Yeah, I mean, I hate, and I just, he just came back, and even though I'm not the biggest CM Punk fan, like I used to be, but it's just personal reasons. Not nothing like we know each other personal, but like,
yeah,
it's just like he wasn't
right.
He was a douche.
Yeah,
he was a douchebag to me. He was a douchebag to me.
I was as well. Yeah,
but I wanted to see him. I think he would have added a lot to the WrestleMania pay-per-view.
And I think what's going to happen now is when he comes back, I think this is going to set up a program between him and Drew McIntyre, because I don't know if you saw what happened on that Monday night after the Rumble, but he was in the ring with Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre, gave a beat down on him and targeted his arm that's injured. I think it was his right arm that's injured, I believe.
Yeah, and Punk already said to him, I think in that same promo, that when he got back, he was definitely coming after him.
Well, I mean, he was telling McIntyre, oh, you blame everybody for your shortcomings, but really it's you, and and so on and so forth. So I think it's good to see a heel Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, he does fit that kind of.
I mean, my wife, she was
about
asking
him
me,
going away.
There is, because I mean, as far as we know now, he hasn't signed a new deal with WWE.
Yeah, but I hope he does.
Like I was saying, it'll be good. But what my wife was asking me was, are there any heel wrestlers that people cheer for? I said, of course. I said, when Inner Circle first came out in AEW, they were the bad guys, but people loved them. People cheered them.
People love to hate.
I mean,
people love to hate.
And
I would say the Dirty Dom. He doesn't really get cheered, but people love to hate that dude. Like, he does really great heel work. Look at MJF. MJF is a piece of shit. He's always said he was a piece of crap. But he's just a piece of crap in his place now.
And that's where I was telling, my wife was that had Cody gone heel, he would have gotten that love and adoration from that. What do they call their fan? What does AEW call their fans now? The AEW Galaxy or something like that to
I didn't
compete
even
with
hear that. Are
WWE's
you real?
universe.
Are you for real? They're doing that?
Yeah, I think this was like sometime last year. Chris Jericho mentioned it when he was on commentary or something, or I think even doing a promo in the ring. I think he had mentioned. I think he came up with the term AEW Galaxy.
Okay, I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
I mean, I get it again going head to head with WWE, in the WWE universe. So I get it. The Galaxy term, though, for the AEW fans, I'm not
It's too blatant.
100% sold.
It's too blatant to me.
Yeah, I'm right. It just doesn't have the ring to it like the WWE universe does.
Yeah, and I wasn't even a fan. I wasn't even a fan of when the universe started, but it's just been around so long now that I just accept it. I'm like, okay, WWE universe. All right, fine.
Right.
I
So
wasn't really interested in that either, but
yeah. So hopefully this the program that happened between Punk and McIntyre just this past Monday night will lead to a feud for them when Punk does return over the summer or before summer, whenever it is. So we'll just have to see again how this all plays out. Again, this all comes back to the McMahon scandal that threw the plans off for the Rumble, and now CM Punk injured because of the DDT that he took at the Rumble by Drew McIntyre. So that kind of adds a little bit more fuel to the fire between them for their program once Punk returns.
well, time will tell. Can't wait for him to get back. Hopefully next year there'll be something big for him at WrestleMania. I'd be interested him and Cody, going up for that strap. I think that'd be interesting. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, do you have anything else you want to cover, brother? Well, I got you here.
One of the topics that I had sent to you was in regards to the Pat McAfee from the Royal Rumble. Was that technically per WWE rules, he wasn't necessarily eliminated. Granted, they ran with it, but in order to actually be eliminated, an opponent has to throw you out over the ring. If you just willingly step over the top rope, jump over the top rope to eliminate yourself, they don't fully count that as an elimination. Now, again, like I said, that's what they went with, but per WWE rules in regards to the Royal Rumble, he wasn't truly eliminated.
Didn't Gail Kim do something similar?
I don't think she did, but I know Drew Carey did back in 2002 Royal Rumble, I believe. Drew Carey was putting on his very first pay-per-view, and he went to the Royal Rumble to get an idea on how to put on a pay-per-view. They put him in the Rumble. Kane came out.
I remember this.
Drew Carey tried to... You don't remember that?
I remember this. No, I remember this. Now that you say it.
Oh, you do? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, Drew Carey tried to pay Kane off with money.
Yeah. And
when that didn't work, Drew Carey went over, climbed over the top rope, and eliminated himself and left.
I remember that. Yeah, I wish he would have tried at least. Like the dude could actually wrestle, McAfee.
Oh yeah, McAfee's really good. Did you see his War Games match against Undisputed Era?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling back to. He did great.
Oh yeah, he did. I mean, his dive off the top of the cage onto the crowd, or onto the other wrestlers, and yeah, no, definitely. Again, Pat McAfee is another one of those that he has an ability to perform in the ring. Just like Logan Paul does.
You know the third one is, and I'm ready to see him come back because his show got canceled, and I hate to see that because it pisses me off. I don't know if you watched it.
Oh,
Stephen Amell.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
That dude could. I saw him at that Ring of Honor show down there in San Antonio.
Oh,
That was epic. That was that was a barn burner that he was in. That was so much fun. The dude did a off the top rope onto the outside. He did it was kind of like a front flip senton onto oh crap, I can't believe SCU. That was awesome.
Oh yeah. I saw that.
He
match.
went through a table and everything.
It was right. Yeah, it was Bucks, Rhodes, and Stephen Amell against SCU and somebody else.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't there, but
I was there.
I watched it on YouTube.
I was there.
Second row. And
it was
nice.
That was the most electrifying. That building, the roof was about to come off, bro. That's where our Ring of Honor was at the heights, bro. That place was packed. They had it was just crazy. Steven even said, "This is the greatest night of my life." I passed him in the crowd. I was like, "Dude," I even told him, I was like, "Dude, if Arrow ever ceases, dude, this could be your future." He's like, "Thanks." He just laughs at "Thanks, man." I was like,
"Yeah."
But yeah, I'm ready to see him come back.
He's another one, and a lot of people respect him because when he shows up to a wrestling show, he'll actually get in and help with the ring crew and stuff like that. He has a respect
for it. He has a respect for it, for the craft. And did you watch Heels?
Yeah. So, I saw the first because they have the first 2 episodes for free on YouTube, so I watched it that way. But we don't have stars, so I wasn't able
to
watch the whole thing.
Don't even bother now. Like, all it's gonna do, if you get to the end like me, all it's gonna do is piss you off because we're not getting a 3rd season. And the last episode of the 2nd season was just cliffhanger at the end, and we're never gonna get paid off. So I'll just save yourself the frustration because all it's going to do is piss you off because we're never going to know. I'm hoping they either one, at least find the guy that was over it or whatever, the guy, the producer or whatever said he's trying to find a new home for it. But if that don't happen, I'm hoping maybe at least he tries to I've seen some shows like Buffy did it and Angel did it. They'll give you the 3rd season, but they'll do it in a comic book. You know what I'm saying? I hope that at least happens. We'll get
gotcha. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for. maybe they could sell it to Netflix or something like that, and Netflix could pick it up. I don't know, because that's what they did with the Cobra Kai TV show. It originally was a YouTube exclusive show, and then Netflix got the rights to it, and it became a Netflix show.
They did that, and I think Netflix also saved Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I want to say.
No, that was NBC.
No, yeah, NBC sold it to Netflix, though, right?
No. It was originally on Fox.
Oh, okay.
Fox scrapped it,
okay,
and then NBC picked it up.
But there was
Trust me, I watched it once.
I never watched it. I probably want to go back one day, but I think there was another show that Netflix actually saved. I can't remember what it is though. That they picked up. It was canceled. That Netflix picked it up. I think they've done that a few times actually.
Yeah, they've done it. They've done it for a few shows, and it's good. I mean, hopefully Netflix could do the same thing with the scrapped Batgirl movie that Warner Brothers shelved, and then just use it as a tax write-off. But hopefully they could do it with that.
I don't know. Do we really want to see that? I heard it would be good. I would definitely, if they put it on one of these streaming services, I'd watch it for sure, 100%. I don't know. I'm definitely to see what it's like.
I feel with all the people that worked on it. I mean, yeah, Michael Keaton was in it as well too.
Oh, I didn't even know that. All the time,
the effort. Yeah, he was coming. He was coming back as Batman. I believe he filmed. Yeah, the whole film was filmed, ready to go. WB for some reason decided to shelve it and then scrap it all together and use it as a tax write-off. Which
it'll come out one day.
I feel is hopefully.
I mean, if it's complete and everybody worked on it, even if it is bad, you might as well put it out. can try.
Exactly. That's what everybody was saying. But from what I've heard, this was going to be like an awesome Batgirl movie because DC
Really?
through Warner Brothers right now is kind of lacking on their superhero movies.
They have been for the past, what, 5 years, 6 years? The DC animated
Something
movies
like
are the
that.
best. Do you watch the DC animated movies?
Uh-uh.
That's where it's at. Go get on. You got Max. Go start watching some DC animated movies. You'll thank me later.
They're on Netflix as well too.
Not all of them. Max has most of them. Nearly all of them. Netflix just
Okay.
has a couple.
Okay.
Netflix used to have them
Netflix
all.
seems like it has quite a few, but
They used to have them all. But the newer ones come out
Mhm.
on Max because Max has the deal with them, and then they put them
Right.
out later on Netflix. But Netflix used to be the home of them until Max came around.
Mhm.
But go watch them, dude.
Right.
It's some
No,
of the best stories. First, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to. Go watch the Flashpoint Paradox on Max or Netflix.
Okay.
If it's on there. Go watch that. Thank me later. Great story.
all right, yeah, I'll have to check it out. But anyways, definitely everybody, whoever will end up listening to this. If you haven't seen it, go see The Iron Claw. If you want a hands down great movie on one of wrestling's royal families, the Von Erichs, it's an amazing movie, hands down. Did you get a chance to see it? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I am, and I'm also gonna own that on Blu-ray as soon as I get the chance. I'm gonna pre-order that sucker, special edition if they have one.
Oh yeah, that movie is just hands down. Now, I don't know if I told you this, but I have a coworker who lived in Dallas at the time of Kerry Von Erich and his brothers and everything like that, and actually worked at the bar that they would frequent when they would come back home.
That's pretty epic. Yeah.
So
but
yeah,
that,
so when I told her she had to go see it, she asked me about the how true to the story it actually was, and so we went through and discussed it. And she's like, "Wow, that's pretty accurate." And I mean, this is a movie that'll definitely, if you're a wrestling fan, you're gonna have a whole lot more admiration for
Von Erich
wrestling
family.
itself and the Von Erich family for everything that they went through and all
I'll tell you
the
like this.
tragedy that
Stuff some Kleenex in your pockets. Yeah, because it even got me right there at the end.
Oh yeah, hit me there at the end as well too.
When the last brother, my mind's going blank. When he goes and it's like that scene in heaven, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then they see his
Yeah.
little brother. That's when it got me. I ain't gonna lie. Waterworks.
Yeah, no,
trickling out.
mine wasn't until the very, very end. The last line that Kevin Von Erich's kid said to him in the film. The film Kevin Von Erich, what his kid said to him. Well, I'm not gonna say what it was to anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but this is definitely a movie you must go see.
Definitely. But is there anything else you want to talk on, big dog? SP.
Nah, not really much. Just thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy what we have to talk about, and we will see you next week.
Like, comment, subscribe, spread us around, tell your friends about us. If you guys want to argue with us, go ahead, leave it down in the comments. If y'all have anything y'all would like to add or anything you would like for us to talk about, please let us know in the comments. But until next time, people, I am Dropkick Zombie. I'm with SP, Mr. SP. Well,
SP. This is SP signing out for another good day. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Later, y'all.